Behold the marvel of human connection. Today we delve into how to trigger oxytocin in Avoidant Partners, and this journey will open your eyes to the subtle dynamics of bonding that help two souls ease into warmth and trust. Now, imagine a quiet living room, perhaps late in the evening, a single lamp casting a soft glow, and in walks your beloved, reserved and guarded as always. There's a tension in the air, a gentle hum of uncertainty. That very hum, I assure you, can transform into the soothing purr of contentment once you understand the art of drawing your partner towards safe, nurturing closeness. Oxytocin is often celebrated as the love hormone, that delightful chemical flourish which invites warmth and connection. Yet it's far more nuanced than a simple spark in the bloodstream. It's something that allows mother and child to bond from the first breath, that grants close friends the magical sense of comfort in one another's presence, and that can unite lovers in a profound embrace of compassion. For an avoidant individual, especially a man hardened by life's pressures, this process can feel like an elusive treasure. The reason? He frequently resides in a place of alarm and readiness, also known as the sympathetic nervous system. Picture this sympathetic nervous system like a vigilant sentry pacing the fortress walls, constantly scanning for potential threats. It's what urges us to run, to fight, to survive in the wild. When a person lives in that heightened state day after day, they become accustomed to its constant hum, so accustomed that genuine relaxation can feel unnerving. You may have noticed, in the early glow of a relationship, everything seems bright and easy. Then, weeks or months later, he withdraws. He's tapping into that vigilant sentry mode again, because old scars remind him to stay guarded. The fortress gates slam shut, and precious oxytocin is locked out. Oxytocin can only bloom in the opposite realm, the parasympathetic nervous system, that tranquil domain of rest and digest. When your partner shifts to this calmer state, those spiky defenses subside, the heartbeat slows, and the body is ready to heal and connect. The magic key, creating an environment that feels safe, that welcomes gentle touch, and that removes the fear of ambush. But how does one coax a man who's spent half his life ready to bolt at the slightest hint of vulnerability? You begin by acknowledging his fortress. If he's constantly in threat detection mode, peppering him with demands for cuddles or deep conversations can feel like an attack. Instead, invite him to learn about the biology behind his heightened alert system. Show him a diagram of the vagus nerve, that remarkable pathway running from the brainstem through the chest and abdomen. Remind him that historically, men took on the external perils, wild beasts, rival tribes, nature's challenges. Through centuries they honed that vigilant stance, for it meant survival. However, once inside the shelter of home, a different system should take over, a softer approach that fosters trust and comfort. One wise method is to collaborate on gentle relaxation exercises. Deep breathing, for instance, can stimulate the vagus nerve and coax it toward a soothing state. Guide him into slow, steady inhales and exhales. Make it an activity you share. Let's sit together and just breathe, counting to 4 on the inhale, pausing, then 4 on the exhale. It might sound simplistic, but for someone who's rarely turned the sentry off, it's quietly revolutionary. Once that breathing begins to weave its spell, subtle forms of touch can whisper their invitation to bond. Imagine the two of you on the couch. He's calmer after the breathing exercise, and you gently slide closer. Before making contact, give him a moment to sense you're near. Let him lean into your presence. Then, try a soft hand on his shoulder or a slow sweep across his back. Even small gestures can be monumental for someone unaccustomed to letting anyone pass the gate. Over time, the engine of anxiety idles down, and with that, oxytocin creeps in, like the first rays of dawn lighting a darkened sky. Physical affection is a gateway. A loving massage at the base of his neck or the top of his shoulders works wonders. Stress accumulates there, born of that constant readiness for a perceived fight. If he allows his head to rest against your chest, think of the timeless comfort children find in a mother's heartbeat. He'll experience a rush of oxytocin that words alone can't summon. This close bodily presence speaks directly to the mammalian instincts we all share, recalling those primal times when closeness meant survival and love was quite literally felt through warm contact. Your partner's roadblock isn't an unwilling heart. Often, men raised with minimal emotional nurturing never discover the means to exit that alert mode. They learn, stand guard, solve problems, show strength, while true relaxation becomes a distant dream. So, the path to triggering oxytocin in your avoidant partner lies not in pleading or forcing him to open up, but rather in teaching him that vulnerability is not always a chink in the armor. It can be a place of respite and safety. It helps to pepper in little reminders that you're a partner, not an antagonist. Acts of kindness, an offer to cook his favorite dish, a gentle question about his day without pushing. These all whisper, "You can trust me." Consistency is paramount. If you initiate a calming routine one day and then disappear behind your own stress or impatience the next, that sentry reactivates. Patterns of gentle, predictable care break down walls brick by brick. In time, he may start seeking you out for solace. That's the sweet sign that oxytocin is making its tender presence known. One fascinating aspect of male bonding involves vasopressin, a hormone akin to oxytocin, but more associated with loyalty and responsibility in moments of stress. Men rely on this during high-pressure scenarios. It's why soldiers can bond in the thick of battle and become brothers for life. When an avoidant man realizes you're not only there for cozy evenings, but also ready to stand by his side in life's storms, you deepen that vasopressin bond. It complements oxytocin, showing him, even in my tense, guarded moments, we are a team. Now, consider how these dual bonds might merge over time. Perhaps you find a shared challenge, setting a personal goal, or facing a tough situation as a united front. By handling stress together, you show that closeness is beneficial even when the sentry is on duty. Later, in quieter interludes, you both drift into that parasympathetic lull, and the affectionate closeness of oxytocin takes hold. The combined effect is a resilient bond where you can adapt to changing tides, secure in each other's presence whether threat looms or peace reigns. Of course, some avoidant souls carry deeper scars. Childhood experiences of abandonment or harsh criticism can carve trenches in the psyche. Professional help, counseling, therapy, coaching can assist in gently filling those trenches so that trust can bloom. If you sense his struggles run deep, encourage him to explore these avenues without shame. The aim is not to fix him, but to guide him toward the precious ability to rest. Throughout this process, remind him he's not alone. Offer up your own stories of stress, or moments when you stood guard for too long, if such experiences resonate. A dash of self-deprecating humor can work wonders in easing tension. One might say, with a quiet smile, I once tried to power through 5 days of life without a single break, and I ended up talking to the toaster, believing it gave me better advice than my own brain. That little anecdote could coax a grin and help him see he's in accepting company. Then there's patience, the humblest and noblest companion on this journey. Shifting from vigilant alert to relaxed trust isn't an overnight affair, nor should it be rushed. Little by little, the shoulders will lower, the sighs will lengthen, and that determined guard might start asking, "Would you mind giving me one of those back rubs again?" Each step forward fosters the realization that letting down the drawbridge doesn't invite an invading horde. Sometimes, It invites love. Consider an image of two travelers crossing a daunting wilderness at dusk. He clutches a torch, scanning the perimeter for hidden threats, anxious not to let harm befall you both. Meanwhile, you carry a small lantern, glowing softly, offering respite and comfort in tandem with his watchfulness. It's that balance, protecting each other, caring for one another, forging on through fear, that allows both travelers to rest when the time is right. The heart of your bond thrives in that synergy. Ultimately, how to trigger oxytocin in Avoidant Partners is about transformation, about inviting a guarded heart to find its way into warm, steady harmony. Through patient explanations of the sympathetic and parasympathetic systems, gentle physical touch, shared acts of kindness, and the constant assurance of loyalty, trust can take root. Oxytocin, that gentle tide of affection, will rise and flow. In its gentle current, you'll see tension ease and genuine joy glimmer in his eyes. The sort of quiet joy that whispers, "I am safe with you." Keep faith in the process, provide unwavering steadiness, and never underestimate the simple power of a comforting hand. In time, even the most vigilant fortress keeper learns there is greater peace beyond the walls than within. And as the warmth of real human closeness seeps into every corner, life takes on a glow so profoundly satisfying that both of you will reflect on how necessary it was to brave those first steps into tender vulnerability.
If you believe this video might help someone dear to you, share it with them. A small gesture on your part could mean the world to a friend in need.